Like I've seen trickers like where they, injure themselves and not fully get back to where they were.
100%.
But I feel like this was like, hey, that didn't stop me. You know what I mean? Like I'm back.
What's up, guys? Today's guest is a professional tricker turned music producer. Please welcome to the JAMCast, Mr. Jacob Pinto.
What up?
What's up, dog?
What's good, Trav?
Thanks for coming through, man.
Bro, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. A lot of like people that I look up to have sat in this chair. So.
Well, technically, still look up to a lot of us. No, I'm just kidding.
I still look up to you, yeah, but
I can only make fun of you like that because I've known you for so long, man.
Yeah.
And this is always surreal to me when I have guests like you and Andrew Franklin on, because I feel like I've known you guys since back before you were like figures in the community.
Yeah.
You know,
I think the first time I remember, the first time I ever went to White Lotus, like my mom went up to you and you were like, or she was like, yo, like we want to get him a tricking like trainer, and you were like, go to Jeremy. Go to Jeremy. I was like, all right. Yeah, but that was like the first time I ever been in gym. What year was that?
That was White Lotus.
White Lotus.
Yeah, that was probably 2009, 2010.
10 or something like that.
Yeah, because you were there for pretty much from the very beginning, man. Yeah. And when did your martial arts career start? Because you started competing not too many years before White Lotus opened.
Well, I started martial arts when I was 6.
Okay.
And like basics, like like regular traditional karate.
Yeah.
And then I got into like the tricking through like one of my instructors. He did like an aerial and a 540. And then through there, just like it started upgrading. And then like I started training at XMA with like Mr. Chat, like probably around like 2008, 2009. Okay. And then that's when he told me about Sharky's Karate. And I went to a boot camp with Andrew Franklin. Like me and him like actually like started from the ground up together. Like him and I like started our NASCA circuit like together. And then went to Sharky, started, like knowing about the NASCA scene and stuff like that. But I want to say around like 2009 is when I started competing, like seriously.
Pretty much.
Wasn't winning. And then like really started training hard in like 2010 and started getting some recognition and like winning some overalls and stuff.
And what was your background in your first school? Was it just traditional karate?
It was like it was kind of like extreme martial arts, like more like the basic stuff though. Okay. Like the curriculum forms, nothing like too fancy. We did a few performances like where we do demos, and that's why I said like that's where we do some 540s or some aerials. Totally. And then yeah.
But it is cool, though, to note, because a lot of the people we've had on here before, they have like a background in very traditional martial arts. But you're kind of from the generation where like XMA and extreme martial arts existed, and that was kind of like your introduction to it was like that from the ground up. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. Like it's totally a different experience than like I had as a kid. Yeah. Or any of the other guys that you talked about.
You guys had it where it's like you do traditional forms and then you get into the hard stuff. Yeah. I used to do traditional forms, and then I was like, this is boring. I was like, I just want to trick.
So you pretty much, though, your tricking career pretty much paralleled your martial arts career because it started almost from day one.
It started from like literally when my like extreme martial arts career started is when my tricking career started.
And that's so unique and cool. And that's kind of one of the things I wanted kids to see is that like that is something that is possible these days. Like your first sport nowadays could be tricking. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be years and years of martial arts beforehand and stuff like that.
Well, there's like tons of trickers nowadays. Like one of the best some of the best trickers don't even have a martial arts background.
100%.
And it's like they're killing it,
Exactly.
It's insane. Like how you could like not need the martial arts background and still like gas it and stuff in sessions.
And some of them still try to learn how to do kick tricks or at least flick the foot to look like a kick, So. Oh, that's too funny. Man. So you kind of alluded to it, but from very early on, you kind of started taking competitions very seriously. You got introduced to Mike Chad and XMA, and then shortly after, you very much started training very privately, I guess, with Jeremy Marinas. And I don't know if a lot of people know that. Like maybe some people may have taken note to it online, but how often were you training with Jeremy, and what was he pivotal in helping you with?
Well, like Jeremy was like, it was pretty dope to like work with Jeremy because like when I first started working with him, he was like my tricking instructor. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like he would like really break down and he would just like tell me how to kick, and my 12, 13-year-old little self didn't get it. I was like, Jeremy, I just want to trick. Like, why are you making me do round kicks for 3 hours? Like, and I didn't get it back then. Yeah. Now I get it now. It's like, he was just trying to like make me the best that I could possibly be. Shouts out to Jeremy.
Yeah.
For just putting me in place all the time. But I feel like And I used to work with like forms, like on form sections with him. My mom used to be like, hey, can you look at his form? And Jeremy, like, it was dope because he would throw like a little flair of like old school into my form, like, because like watching like John Valera and like Anthony Atkins and people like that, like he would throw a little bit of flair like when we trained. But most of the time it was like tricking training. Like I remember this one time we did B-twist for 2 hours.
No way. Because
I wasn't like doing it right. And I was like, yo, when are we going to move on? He's like, you're not doing it right. He's like, keep going again. And then like, I'd never understood that until like now, like today, like when we train, like it's pretty dope because like all of the stuff that like we used to do back in the day, we still do it now.
Yeah.
And it's like basics. Like I go to 87 and we work on kicks for 2 hours, round kicks, hook kicks, paddle kicks, tornadoes. Like we do nothing more than a cheat 7.
100%.
And then like when I go to do like 1260s and box cutters, like
the kicks are
there. You know what I mean? And like my kicks are not perfect, but like they have upgraded since like, you know, like they weren't I give respect to, you know, my respect to Jeremy because like my kicks wouldn't be they wouldn't be the way they are without like his training, you know, and like his mentoring, you know.
100%.
But
it's pretty cool to have someone like him pivotal in your training, man. Yeah. Like people would pretty much kill to have the chance to train with him.
Yeah, I'm very grateful for that. Yeah, he's like big bro, sensei.
Totally.
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Totally.
That's Jeremy.
I know that one thing about you though that a lot of people I don't want them to discredit your personal training after hearing that story that you trained with someone like Jeremy. Mm-hmm. I know that something that you were very, very passionate about was just like solo sessions back at your own facility.
Oh, yeah.
And so like talk a little bit about that. And like this is something that not everyone has access to, but it's so cool, man.
Well, in 2009, my dad, so he has this like, in his company, he has this big warehouse, mm-hmm. you know, because he manufactures warehouse equipment. So in the back portion of the warehouse, straight up build a wall, that like 16-foot wall,
yep.
Put a spring floor with a running tramp and like speakers, like made like a full on like legit karate studio.
Yeah.
Just for me and my sister.
Yeah. And
like there was time he even had like a camera, so like he would just sit in his office work while watching us train.
Totally.
And like being able to have the ability to just be like, oh, I'm gonna go train like at my own gym, it was really dope. It was, and I feel like that is where it was like I would like push myself, because training with myself, like I would like record my videos, or like whether if it was a form section or like just a trick, and just like rep it over 100%. And over and over and over and over. The amount of times I tried to get touchdown cork in that gym,
it's crazy.
Like so many reps, you know what I mean? But like being able to just have like, you know, my own facility, and like it was a huge blessing.
Yeah, how many hours a day were you training over there? Because I used to see little secret videos of you just spamming stuff.
I mean, like when he first put the gym in, I'd be in there like pretty much like all day. I would do my homework because I was homeschooled too.
Yeah.
I would like go in there and do my homework in there sometimes. I would just watch movies. I would just like, that was like, I grew up there.
In that room.
Like I would just like be in that room the whole time. And my mom would call me, hey, you going to go to lunch with us? I'm like, all right. And I'd go like get food with them because it was at their office.
Yeah, yeah.
So I would just do my homework in there, train in there, sleep in there, eat in there. Like that was like my second home. It's crazy. You know? But like as far as training hours, some days I train an hour, some days I train for 5 hours. Wow. And it was just like it all depends on the day, like, you know.
Yeah, 100%.
It was honestly like all I could say was a huge blessing to have a facility like that, so I can like really upgrade myself and like better myself as a martial artist and a tricker. And then we like moved it from one part of the building to like another part, because they needed the warehouse space after all. And then we stopped, like I stopped competing.
That's when you got the shorter ceiling.
Yeah. Yo, bro. And at first it was good because I was short.
I know.
And then I grew a couple inches. And I remember I was training form section. I did a touchdown flash and I set a little too high. And then I just like it was like the ceiling where it's like got the metal bars with the tiles.
Yeah.
And I just hit one of those metal bars.
Totally.
And my foot just like... And I just went straight down. And I was like, I was grabbing the floor. And I called my dad. I was like, I think I just broke my foot. But, yeah, no, now I got to be, well, I don't have the gym anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
We sold the building because my parents moved the company. So I don't really have JAMS, my training place.
Yeah.
when I get a chance, I try to make it out here.
It was cool though, man. And part of the reason why they had to build that training facility is that you didn't live very close to us at all. Like no. For those that don't know, that assume that Jacob lives in LA. He lives in California. Yeah. But you actually live in Laverne?
Yeah, I'm in Laverne. So I'm like, without traffic, I'm like an hour away from here.
Yeah, and with traffic, it's
with traffic, yeah. Like on my way here, it took me like an hour and like 30.
Yeah.
Hour 35. Yeah. So it's like, I'm in LA, but I'm not really.
Yeah,
LA,
but the reason I bring that point up is that like, even as a little kid, all the times you would be come to White Lotus and to gym, it's a 3-hour round trip driving just to get there and home, let alone before like 3-hour sessions. So
I think what kind of would like convince my parents is like, you said it best, like we'd go to open gym at 8:30. Yeah. And by the time, I never wanted to leave. I'd be like the last one out of the gym. Yeah. Always. I was like always the last. Like you used to kick me out, bro. You gotta go home. Like, you gotta go home. Dude, yeah. My parents are like passed out on my dad. I remember one time my dad was like straight up. He took a paddle and he went underneath the trampoline at White Lotus and passed out there while I'm training. But yeah, no, because it was just so far. So like. They were like, they had a talk with me and my sister, like, are you guys really going to do this? Like, is this going to be in the long run? So then that's when my dad was like, all right, we'll make a gym. Because it's a mish to get out here.
Yeah, yeah. It's a whole day gone.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
It's cool to have supportive parents, though, like that. You know what I'm saying? Especially ones that really believed in it. But they also wouldn't believe in it if you weren't putting in the work from like a very, very young age.
Yeah, but there was been times where I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, Mom, I don't want to compete. Like, I don't want to train. And then like she would force me to train and I'd hate it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, now I know why she did it. Like my mom was like, and my dad too. But like my mom is like my number one supporter because she used to travel everywhere with me, bro. We went like trains, buses, hotels, flights, tournaments. It was like me and my mom were like, we went everywhere together, And so like for her to like push me when I didn't want to train, that's kind of like what made me be to like the martial artist and the person that I am today, Shouts out to my mom.
Yeah,
man.
Shout out to Mama Pinto, man. Yeah. And if it wasn't for Mama Pinto, I mean, we wouldn't have half the things documented that we have today because you've like cleared out all your social media and stuff. But yo, Connor, pull up the first tournament that we got listed on there.
Oh,
and thanks to Mama Pinto. Let's pull up the 2008 reel. Yeah, let's take a look at that one. So
I'm scared to see what this is.
Thanks to Mama Pinto.
Oh yeah, my sister directed this.
Yeah, it's so funny. It's so funny because
it's so funny, bro.
Jacob has since cleared out a lot of his YouTube.
Look at that broken wrist.
But his mom still has an active channel.
Yo, that was in my living room.
I know.
I remember because this was me and my sister shot. We took this. Watch. She do like the head snap. Ready? Watch. Wait for the head snap.
And so for those that are listening, we are watching
a
sub 4 foot tall Jacob Pinto in his living room.
No, I think I was a little under 4 feet here.
Definitely sub 4 for sure.
See that head snap? Yeah, no, I remember we shot this. Me and my sister were like, we went to US Open. And like we were so motivated by seeing like pro rank and AK and all that kinds of stuff. My sister's like, because I was the only one that could do tricks. She couldn't do tricks back then. And she's like, let's make a video and put it on YouTube and like so that way all these people could see it, like pro rank and all them.
Get some recognition.
And get some recognition. And then we put it out and like
how many views it got, Connor?
I don't know. It just stayed on the internet.
Oh, it's got some views though.
Yeah, it's probably gonna get a lot more views after this. After this JAMCast launches, but I remember funny, like my producer right there.
It's so
Julia
funny.
Pinto.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
But no, it's cool just to see the progression, man, because you've fortunately for you, because you are young enough that technology existed, all of your stuff's documented. So like some of your first tournaments ever, like the Hollywood what's that one? The Hollywood Nationals, like I think this is one of the first tournaments of you that exists on the internet in general.
Yeah, right here actually is when I started training with Mike Chat, I think.
Okay, so this is pretty
because
much
I think he made this form.
And what year is this, Connor? Is this 2009 on here?
Yeah, no, I think right around here is when I started training with Chat.
That makes a lot of sense.
Like, my stuff was like a little bit more upgraded, more extreme.
2008.
Clicks were a little bit cleaner.
2008.
Trainer.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah. I was like, hell yeah. How old was I here? I don't even remember. But
And you know what's even crazier than this is just like to watch the progression of like just everything, the cleanliness, the way that you were doing things. Like you stumbled 100%. On a tornado kick right there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's really insane, man.
Yeah, no, it's come a long way, you know, but like you said, like right around this age is like where it was like I didn't know I would be able to get like to the position that, you know.
Yeah.
So like I didn't really see training. I saw it as like fun, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, we get to go trick and train. Like, yeah, this is fun. And then like I started getting tired of it, and that's when my mom started pushing me. No, you got to keep training. No, you get. And then, you know, I trained and I listened to her and I put in the hours and I really like wanted it, you know what I mean? And then I took that year off, but like coming back from that year is like around 2014 is when I actually really started pushing myself.
Yeah,
my parents didn't have to say like, hey, you got to go train, or they didn't have to remind me. It was like I used to tell them, hey, I have to go train. Like, you know what I mean?
Totally.
So like right around this age is when I was just like, it was fun for me. I didn't think of it as like a serious, you know, thing. Around 2009 is when it started getting a little bit serious, you know, and then 2010 is when I fully just hard.
And separate from your tricking, you know, which we'll get into in a second, what is there a tournament that stands out as the most memorable, or like a win in your career that meant the most to you, or a form that you were the most proud of?
Yeah, there was probably like 3 tournaments.
Okay.
3 tournaments. One of them being US Open in 2015.
Yep.
I hit like dub to split as my opener.
At the opener before you started.
And I remember because I went against Guthrie and I went against Weaver.
Yes.
Shouts out to Guthrie and Weaver, some close homies of mine. But like Guthrie went first, I went second, Tyler went third, and we all gassed our forms. Totally. Like we literally left everything on the floor. Like Guthrie smashed his form, I smashed my form, Tyler just smashed his form, and it was just like it was such a good competition. Like it was like I was at the point where I didn't want them to screw up because 1, I don't want that on my competitor because I want to beat them fair and square.
Yeah.
And 2, it was just like the environment and just like the energy throughout like us 3. It was all love, but it was all competition. You know what I mean?
Totally.
And then another one being at Diamond Nationals. I remember I was like kind of like butthurt too because I had gotten a call. I'm not gonna say names. I had gotten a call. It'd be like, yo, if you were to get asked to be on Paul Mitchell, would you say yes? And I was like, that's a weird question.
Yeah.
It was like, why would you call someone and ask what their answer would, you know what I mean? Like I was like confused by it. And I was like, yeah, you know, like ever since I was little, I've always wanted to be on Paul Mitchell. You know, it's like, I feel like it's like every kid's NASCAR dream to be on Paul Mitchell. And, you know, then they came out with all the people that were going to be on Paul Mitchell. And then I was like, damn, I wasn't on it.
Yeah.
It's like, I was pissed. And then I was like, you know what? I don't need that. I'm going to go represent me. So Diamond Nationals 2015, I think it was.
Okay.
It was my first time on stage with weapons and adults, and I was on stage for forms. And I remember my weapons, I went last, and I had been training. Like I was like really training, and I remember I got 2 10s in my weapons, which that whole year I had never been on stage, let alone get a first in weapons. And for me to like the final tournament of the year, get on stage and get 2 10s.
Totally.
You know, it was a memorable. And then the last one is probably my final form at US Open.
2017?
2017. Yeah. That was like I just hung up my belt and I was like
2017 is a good one.
Yeah, that was a good form. I found this out later. I tore my meniscus in that form.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you remember how I had my second surgery?
Totally.
When I injured it was in that form when I hit the full snafu split. Because I felt something when I came up, but it didn't hurt. Because I was like so hype off of adrenaline and you know what I mean? And you know, like the knee was bothering me the next day, and then adrenaline came next weekend, and then that's when I screwed it up.
Tore it again.
Yeah.
Which was crazy. I was there for that as well.
Yeah, you were.
I ran out and was like, dude, do not move. I've had that surgery 3 times. I know what's happening.
Yeah, it was.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's super crazy to think about. But yeah, it's cool to look back on and know that you've at least accomplished a lot of those goals and things like that. And one of the other things that's crazy is just to see the progression of your tricks, because I think we have a video here of look up the full twist in 2008, Connor. I think this is like one of your first this is like some of your early training here, which you have a single dedicated video just to.
Oh, yo, I remember this.
Doing a full twist step out.
No, I remember this. I was we were at XMA and Mr. Chat was trying to get me to do kick full.
Yeah.
And I remember the only person that had thrown kick full in a form was Luke Broadley.
Yeah, yeah.
And he was like, you need to have kick full in your form. And then, you know, like back in, dude, I was throwing kick fulls back in 2008.
I know.
2009.
Yeah, it's super funny.
I was like, and I haven't seen very many people throw kick fulls. There's probably some people, but like from what I can remember, like not a lot of people did kick fulls. So it was like pretty dope for that.
100%.
But yeah, I remember I was working on, he started me off with full like step outs, you know?
Yep.
And then hyper fulls and then D legs. And we were just working on variations, but it was, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, you guys found that video. I didn't even know that was there.
It's crazy because you can start to like easily track your progression. Because then Connor, go to the cork video, because shortly after that, like you start landing that, and then you can start to see like a real progression in all your moves here. You know, so like the clip we're looking at now is in 2010. This is the first time you
that's
ever
the dojo.
did cork, and this is your original training facility.
You know what's crazy is my sister was recording this,
really?
And she got more excited than I did because I was trying cork. I could cork, right?
Yeah, of course.
And I was like, Julia, I want to go for 3, and she's like, do it. So I hit. I for like an hour I was hitting cork, and I couldn't pull the third. Cork. I couldn't even pull my leg up to swing it. Like, and then I did the third one, and then I swung my leg. She's like, you could have done another one.
Just do it.
Yeah, but. That was the gym, man. We had the spring floor, we had the running tramp and stuff,
and everything like that. And then shortly after that is when you pretty much start coming to White Lotus, in 2011, 2012, and that was pretty much my introduction to you. So for those of them out there, like before we opened Jam, which is the gym that exists right now, we had a gym called White Lotus, which was in the Valley.
White Lotus, man, that was that. I remember you used to walk into that gym. The speakers were so loud, I couldn't even talk to my mom. It smelled, but it had that like smell where it was like just dirty old gym. You go in there, you train, you get your shit done, and then you just bounce.
It was crazy, man. Yeah, and like some of these combos that you have on here are just like back in the day when you're super young here in White Lotus. But what's cool is like you look at this clip here, look who's in the background.
Yeah, you got like Anise, Donnie, Jeremy.
It's crazy. Dang. And like that was what was so unique at this time was around these sessions. Like right there, I see Danny Graham, I see Anise,
Matt
I saw
Emmig's
Nikki
there.
Stanley, I saw Matt Emmig, Jeremy. I'm in the background here. But like what's crazy is like these were just like normal sessions, and like this was at a time when everyone had just moved down to LA.
Yeah. Oh, full
There's
Snapu.
Andy Lee.
Yeah, Andy Lee's right there.
One. Wow.
Yeah.
So
I remember
crazy.
like when I used to go to White Lotus, like Jeremy would sit there in the back and he would just watch.
Yep.
Like we would train first. Like we would. Here's how my training sessions would go. You probably know, but like just for the people to know.
They don't know.
They don't know. I would show up to White Lotus and Jeremy would be like, all right, warm up for like 10, 15 minutes, stretch, and then you're gonna see there's these big bags right there on the right.
Yep.
That were harder than steel.
Yep.
And my little 13-year-old self couldn't kick for squat. And he would make me kick those pads for like 30 minutes to an hour. Totally. And my foot would just be like swollen and like purple and like red and just bad. And then we would trick for like, we would train for like an hour and a half.
Yep.
And then we'd trick for like 2-3 hours. And he just in the back, he would just stand there. He's like, all right, hit this. He's like, try to do this. Like, he would just like try to make combos for me. So it was like well-rounded, you know?
Yeah.
Excuse me. And, you know, it was dope. It was dope. White Lotus was the spot.
It's a pivotal point in a lot of people's trainings.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people's first moves were landed there for certain tricks and combos.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Now, one thing I got to ask you about, man, since we're getting into your tricking right now, is you're one of the few people that tricks to the dark side or the right side, as they like to call it. Besides, I say like you, Alexander Anderson, Keenan Carr.
Yeah.
You know,
those are some of the ones. Yeah.
Some of the guys that popularized going to the right side. Now, have you always just naturally twisted to the right side, or did you always kick to that side?
I started because I learned my aerial to the right and like B twists and stuff and gainers, and I used to do it to the right. But I technically, well, now it's not my bad side because I've mastered it. But like technically, the way I kick is my bad side. Because I used to be like Rudy. I know Rudy Raynon.
Same thing.
Rudy used to kick, or Rudy kicks one way and he twists the other.
He cheat nines to the left and fulls to the right.
So I used to 540. That's why I can snapu both ways, and like jackknife both ways because I used to kick this way and twist that way. Oh. So I had to like literally teach myself how to go the other way just so I can combo. I was like, I don't want to like do something one way and have to pivot the other way. You know, I want to be able to make a full combo, you know, like in the future if I'm going to hit back 12s, which I'm doing now, you know, to be able to like hit something after, I want to be able to put the whole piece together. So I had to really just teach myself how to, and I stopped kicking the other way. I was like, I'm no longer going to kick.
I was going to ask you, so you made a conscious decision.
I made like a decision where I was like, I have to learn how to kick the other way.
Wow.
Like I have to, like, and so, I occasionally I would kick the other way, but I would record myself. So I was like, okay, what am I doing? Like I was trying to teach myself how to sideswipe. Okay. I didn't get sideswipe. Craziest thing. I didn't get sideswipe until 2011.
No way.
Yeah. Before then I only could sideswipe to the right. Okay. I could never sideswipe to the or
you could go to the left, not to the right.
Yes, yeah. Sorry. I mixed that one up. But like I just like made it a decision where I was like, I have to learn. Like I have to learn how to kick the other way. And then when I started training with Jeremy too, like he helped me a lot too.
Yeah,
like
because he can do everything both sides.
Oh yeah, he's it's unfair. It's so funny because like we were talking about it at Jam the other day. Like it's so crazy how like people do not know how good Jeremy is.
There's not a lot of, even the footage that is out there is wild enough. But
yeah,
there's a lot
that's like a preview. It's insane.
I've seen him do 1260 swing box cutter both sides. I've seen him do 1260 to snap a swipe both sides.
I've seen him do, in 2012, I think it was, or 2013, HKPK, Snapu swing box.
Snapu swing box, yeah. And there's one on there that's
the box was...
It was a huge box. Yeah, I know.
Like...
And it was on puzzle floors.
Yeah, it wasn't even a spring floor. I was geeking. I was like, Jeremy, what?
No, I know this because I was at Adrenaline a month ago for the battles. And after the battles ended, all the guys on the floor were trying to do Snapu swing over and over and over. And me and Cordova looked at each other and were like, if Jeremy was here, he could do a tutorial.
Like, yeah. I think I did Snapu swing a couple times at Adrenaline before they moved to their gym. Spot. Yeah, their old spot.
Totally.
It was like 2015. I did Snapu swing gainer, and I was like geeking, and everybody was like, "Yeah, good job." I was like, "You know how hard that is?" Totally. Like, but yeah, Snapu swing is. Rudy was the first to do it, right?
Yeah, first ever Snapu swing gainer in 2008 Lucas battle.
Yeah, that battle's nuts. Yeah,
that's one of the
Jeremy just walks in with a B twist cheat 10.
Cheat 10 to splits.
Bruh, that's how you start a battle. Like
cheat 10 to splits.
What do you do after that,
dude?
If you try to hit me with a quad cork, I would just laugh at you. The cheat 10 split is way harder. Like you know, and it's not like the kick was like
no, it was massive,
perfect.
It was back at a time when not a lot of people were doing cheat 10s even. You know? So that's crazy, man.
100%.
So besides your right side tricking, I think one of the other things that you're really known for, and you probably get a lot of judgment on it, and so I'm gonna bring it up is the way that you battle.
Oh
which, in my personal opinion, is one of the things that I love about you, and that's why I've always had you battle at all of my events. So I'm biased in the sense that I like guys that are passionate about battling. But for a lot of people out there, you get a bad rap sometimes for being...
Yeah, no. You know, and I think I got that attitude because like there was times where I'd show up to White Lotus.
Yeah.
And I'd train with Jeremy and Anise and Danny were there. And I would just like... I was like little 12, 13-year-old little Jacob Pinto. Just running my mouth because I could, 100%. And they would just roast me so bad. Like, I remember like if it was yesterday, there was a hat. They had a hat, and it was like I think it was like Anise's hat or something, and I picked it up and I was like, "Yo, Anise!" And I did like a cork. I like grabbed his hat, did like a cork, and put it in between my legs.
Yeah.
And then after Anise, Danny, and Jeremy just. Boom, slapper. Boom, slapper. And I'm just standing there. And the worst part is my dad is on the side sitting down just laughing at me. He's like, bro, what'd you do?
You're getting roasted.
But I was getting roasted since I was like 12 years old.
100%.
And it's just like, I give respect to the OGs, the amigos, because like they kind of like, I like give my battling attitude, like, you know, like because of them, you know, like they really like, they showed me how to be confident, you know?
Yeah,
and a lot of people are like, yo, he's cocky, he's this and that. I'm like, before the battle, I'm going to shake your hand, I'm going to hug you. And after the battle, I'm going to shake your hand, I'm going to give you respect. And I'm going to be like, yo, thank you for battling me because, like, you're the one that makes me, like, try to be better.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you. It's a battle. Like, when you watch B-Boys, that's how they are.
100%.
You know what I mean? They're like, they have to, you know, put like style and energy into it. And now if you notice, like, as I see it a lot with like the Japanese like kids, you know, they have like hella attitude when they battle now.
Taka gets hype.
Yeah, bro.
Reggie gets hype.
Yeah. And it's like that it's like, I'm not trying to be a jerk.
Totally. It's a performance art.
Yeah, no, there's been times where it's like, a battle kind of has a little bit of beef before it, then I'll, you know, be beefy. It's just like, let's battle. Like, it's a battle. I'm not gonna fight you or hit you, but like, I'm gonna roast you. Like, like, you know what I mean? Like, but like, you know, I give respect to whoever I battle. That's at the end of the day, we're all just trickers in one room, and it's for fun. It's to have hype, to have energy, and it's competition. That's what builds the sport. That's what makes the sport better. You know what I mean?
100%. Yeah.
But yeah, for the people that think I'm arrogant and cocky, I'm sorry, but it's just part of battling. Like, that's just it's more fun that way. Like, here's how I see it too. Like, would you rather me stomp like something insane like a McDirty and just put my head down and walk away, or like, you know what I mean? Like, be positive about what I just did and like hype myself up, you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather it be that way versus be boring and me just walk off, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, for someone from my perspective who loves like crazy hype battles and guys that get into it like that, the other thing that I equate it to is that like a lot of these guys that are very passionate about battling, like yourself and stuff, you guys also did NASCA, where basically it's the same thing. You're out there for a minute trying to showcase yourself in the best light as possible, and you're trying to outdo the other competitor.
You said it best, like performance. Like, if you do a trick and you walk away with your head down, like, the judges are gonna be like, oh, that was dope. But if you like did something, you're like calling them out, like, let's go, like, what you got type thing, like, they're gonna be like, damn, you know what I mean? And it's just like, and then watching Jeremy's videos too, watching him battle is so funny because he just roasts anybody he sees in front of him. It's 100%. So funny. I think my favorite time to watch Jeremy battle was the HKPK.
Yeah, and he was going off.
Oh, I remember like a month before, like, I'd be at 87 and he was like making me kick the pad and stuff, and he was just training. Yeah. And I was like, damn, like, he's about to go off at this event, and he went there and he just killed it.
He killed it on a team of him, Anise, and Danny. He still went out and killed it. I was like, dude, this guy's going off right now.
Yeah, he smashed it.
Yeah, absolutely insane, man. Well, that's cool, man. And like, I really have to thank you, because ever since the very beginning, I pretty much have always put you in my battles. You were the... So let's run through the gamut. 2012 closing gathering at White Lotus.
That was my first battle.
I know.
That was my very first battle. I had never done a trick battle before.
Which is crazy.
I'm pretty sure I had never done a trick battle before. That was like my first official, besides like little NASCA. You know what I mean? Like,
no, this was your first.
This was like my first tricking battle.
Yeah, totally.
And I battled Kang Vu. I remember I battled Kang Vu.
You battled Nick Vale?
I battled Nick Vale.
You battled Ryan Remfer.
I don't even know how the heck I beat Nick Vale. I have no idea how.
Yo.
But
try to pull up a closing gathering, Connor. See if
I remember, just so you guys know, you hit me up and you were like, yo, what's up, Jacob? I was like, what's good, Trav? He's like, yo, so you know how White Lotus, you told me White Lotus is closing, I'm gonna have a battle. I want you to be a special guest. Deep down inside, I was like, oh yeah, but like inside I was like, Mom! I was like 13 years old, 14, and I was geeking. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, you were one of the youngest ones by far, man. And what's crazy is
I remember this kick full. I got so high on this. Boom.
What we're watching right now is highlights of the finals of you versus Kang Vu, who was representing loop kicks here, and this was a dope battle, man. It was a super hype moment. This was also around the time where people just start filming tricking with 7Ds and DSLRs and Canons, so you could see the high quality battle.
Dustin shot this, right?
I don't know if this is on Dustin's channel, but this looks like a Dustin type video.
Yeah, this looks like a Dustin Shepard.
Definitely does.
Yeah. No, I remember this battle was hype.
Yeah, man. And so what's crazy to me is that, like, for a lot of guys,
I didn't even know who Kang was.
I had you in your first battle. I've also brought like Jordan Akuba out. I had Keenan Carr in his first battle, and Keenan Carr's first battle, funny enough, was against you.
Yeah, that was a good battle. I remember that. I remember that was a good battle for the jam. But
I've been very fortunate to just see like a lot.
Is that
of
a triple?
Yeah, it was.
Is that a triple? Really?
That's triple full, man. And I think that's how you snuck it out, because he tried triple and he fell right there, and that was pretty much one of the nails in the coffin for sure. Cork swing double court.
I was like 14, I think here. What year was this? 2012?
2012.
Yeah, I was 14.
Yeah. And this is where Kang, I think he does, what does he do, 1260 combo here or something? What does he do? Oh, he tried to go 1440. He tried to go 1440. Yeah. I forgot. Dang.
Jeez. I remember the first. Wait, who was the first to 1440? Was it Donnie?
Was it Donnie or Jordo? Donnie maybe. Yeah, maybe Donnie.
I remember.
Yeah. And then Jordo did 16.
Or it might have been Kang. I remember seeing a video of Kang doing 1440 at loop kicks once. I don't remember who it was, but I remember like 1440s. I was like, I saw Donnie do it one time at Lotus.
My brain is tripping. Leave it in the comments, y'all. Who's the first 1440?
Yeah.
Towels. I know you're on this. Towels. Put it in the comments.
Towels. Shouts out to Towels.
Towels,
man.
put it in the comments.
Towels is a cool dude. I went to Korea with him.
Yeah.
We went around Korea together. That was fun. With like Bailey
100%.
and Jeremy. Jeremy was there too.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
It was fun. No, but 1440s. I saw Donnie do it at HKPK. Well, he did it at White Lotus. You know what I mean? And then this dude does it back when his what did he used to call it? Blockbusters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his carry raise.
Pop 1440 on puzzle mats. Yeah. I remember this like if it was yesterday. It was versus Will Coney's.
Yeah, super.
And he went 540 box or what is it called? Blockbuster. To 1440 yeah. And the kick was just, and I just sat there and I was like, what? Yeah. It was nuts. Yeah. And then
super crazy because back there at that time, you know, that was a time where you, Andrew Franklin, and Donovan Sheehan were training with the three amigos, Jeremy, Anise, and Danny, and you guys were pretty much at that little segment in history and tricking where coined the three Ninos.
Yeah, we had that going. We even made shirts. It was dope. We battled together and stuff, but that was hardcore training.
Hardcore.
Yeah, like so Jeremy like hit us all up and we went to 87 and like sat down and chat and they like kind of gave us a rundown. They're like, "Yo, we want to, you know, like kind of guide you guys and, you know, like pass on the baton."
Totally. Yeah.
That's what Jeremy said. Pass on the baton and, you know, like kind of mentor you guys and make you into like miniature versions of us.
Yeah.
And we're like, we're down. And then we started training and we were like, oh, this is killer. Like one time I remember I was late or I called Jeremy. I was like, yo, I don't think I'm going to be able to make it to training because I don't have a ride. And he was like, all right, let me know. And I was like, hey, I'm going to make it to training, but I'm going to be late. He's like, all right, I'll see you here. I show up and he's like, all right, 10,000 rows and then you can start training. I had to sit on the thing, bro. I had to do 10,000 rows, right? And and by the time I finished, they were done training. I was like, I remember I made my grandma drive all the way to LAX too. And I was like, all right, grandma, I'm done training. We can go home. She's like, you've been here for 20 minutes. I was like, yeah, it's time to go. Dang. But no, we had some tough because like when we trained too, it wasn't like just okay, kick the pad type thing. Like we did workouts.
Yeah. Weightlifting, circuits,
conditioning, all that kinds of stuff. And we did like full workouts for like an hour and then we trained for like 2 hours.
Totally.
But like I remember we were little punks back then. Like we didn't want to do like the basics and stuff, you know? So like I remember one time Danny just got heated. I remember Danny was just like hella mad and started yelling at us. He's like, you guys want to do all these hard stuff, but you can't turn your hips on your round kick. And he's just going off on us. And me and Andrew are like just sitting there about to cry. And it's hella funny is you got all the parents just like up on the mezzanine, just talking, laughing, gossiping, you know, just whatever.
They just want you to get better.
Yeah. And then we're just like, oh, they're fun. And then me and Andrew are like about to cry. Danny's yelling at, no, but like all respect to them because like they're the ones that like, they were trying to get it in our heads.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And I think we understand that now. So
totally. They definitely helped you guys.
Thank you for yelling at me, Danny Graham.
Yeah.
Greatly appreciate it.
And with that being said, I mean, part of their impact on you being clean was, like I said, the impact on your battling style. So you not only won the 2012 closing gathering, you then did the Jam Gathering 2013.
Yeah.
You won that one, right?
Yeah.
And then Jam Gathering 2014, we had 2 that year. You won one, and then the other you got second to Michael Guthrie.
Roasted by Guthrie. I'm going to say this now. I got whooped. I had never been nervous to battle anyone.
Well, Michael Guthrie is the one to be nervous about. Of all of them.
Oh, yeah. 100%. No, I got whooped in that battle. Like, whooped. And I was so nervous. I remember I battled Cody, and I just, like, it was a good battle.
Yeah.
And I was just, like, hitting him. And then I even told my mom, like, when you told me, hey, you want to battle? I was like, yeah. He's like, Guthrie's going to be there. I'm like, oh. But, yeah, no. I got whooped in that battle. And that, from then is when I, like, really saw an upgrade in my tricks, especially my kicks.
100%.
Because I was like, yo, I'm not going to let this happen again. You know, Guthrie and Johan, out of my whole, from what I can remember, those are the 2 battles I've only lost.
Yep, I think so.
If there's another battle, please remind me. But as far as I can remember,
I think it's that, with the exception of you hurting your knee.
Oh, yeah, versus Boyang. Yeah. Yeah, but like other than Guthrie and Johan, I think those are the only 2 battles that I've lost.
100%.
Throughout, like, you know, team battles here and there, but it's just.
Yeah, but
as like one-on-ones is what. Yeah.
And with that being said, some of the biggest ones that you've won outside of obviously my events and other events that you've gone to was Red Bull Throwdown.
Yeah. I remember.
At Red Bull Throwdown.
What year was it? the year that I went was 2014.
I think 14.
2013 they had Red Bull Throwdown, and I remember Rory hit me and he was like, "Yo, Red Bull's gonna be throwing a tricking event," and I was like, "Oh, I'm down." And he was like, "I'll let you know because you might be too young. Like I want to line you up."
Yeah.
And then I was like, "Well, tell them they're all about to get roasted anyways." I was like, "Hey, just put a number, baby." Like I was like, "I'm ready. I'll train, bro." Like you don't even know. He's like, "I know you will. I know you'll show up, and I know you'll gas it." But Red Bull just has like requirements, age limits, and sure enough, I couldn't battle.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh man." I kept telling my mom, I was like, "They got lucky." and then 2014 came, and he's like, "Yo, I'm booking your flight." I was like, "All right." And that's when we started doing the Amigos with Donnie and stuff. Started training a lot with Donnie.
It's all at the same time. That's why it's all pivotal. It all comes together.
No, and then like Jam had just opened up.
Yep.
And so me and Donnie used to go. I remember me and Donnie, sometimes Andrew, we would go to Jam, and Devin would be there for an hour just holding the pad, and me and Donnie would just get it. You know what I mean? And we trained, and he was like, we were at Jam, and he was like, "Yo, Red Bull hit me up. They want me to go battle." I was like, "Yo, they hit me up too." He's like let's train. And plus we did team battles too. And that was dope. We did team battles with, who was it that we did? I think it was Bailey or someone, Bailey Payne. I think we did team battles at Red Bull Throwdown. But yeah, I battled some pretty good battles at Throwdown. I was nervous. I was really nervous.
Yeah.
And it was just like big stage, big crowd. You had like Session Mora, Matt Emick, you had some other judges. And I was so nervous. That was another like nerve-wracking battle. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
But Guthrie takes the cake as far as nervousness, bro. I was so nervous to battle him. It was dope. I thought about this the other day. I'm not calling him out, but like it'd be so dope to battle him again. Now that we both have like leveled up, it would just be like a battle that would be like insanely hype. You know what I mean? And it would just be like something to give the people like all respect to Guthrie. I all respect to Guthrie. He's, in my opinion, he's goat. You know what I mean? Like 100%. I think he's got the kicks, he's got the twists, he's got the variety, he's got the cleanliness, the style. He's got it. Yeah. But it'd be so dope to battle him again.
Damn, well, y'all heard it here first.
No, it would be. I'm not calling him out, but it would be dope.
It would be dope, right?
It would be so dope.
That's hella dope. And I'm sure if enough people leave it in the comments, it stirs it up in the community. It'll happen eventually one day.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, man. And then not only did you win Red Bull Throwdown, but then you also got the chance to go to Korea and participate in another Red Bull event, which was Red Bull Kick It. Yeah. And what year is that Red Bull Kick It?
I went in 2014.
Yeah, it was the same year.
But I didn't compete. I didn't compete because what had happened is the night before the battles, I did Court Cairo and I tore my groin.
No way.
So I flew all the way out there and I remember we were just sessioning and I flew out there and we were just training. I did Court Cairo, stomped it, walked off, sat down, took a drink of water, and I was going to get up to trick again. And when I got up, I just fell. And I was like, what the heck? Like my groin, like the inside of my leg, everything was just hurting. I couldn't even walk. Yeah. And I remember Valu came over and Valu was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "No, dude." And so he like took me over to my mom. We were like icing and I was putting hella Tiger Balm and stuff on it and I was going to try to push through and then I remember the next morning I got an email that I was going to go to Cuba with Sideswipe and perform. Yeah. And I was like, she's like, "Look, either you risk injuring yourself even more and prolonging your injury to what could be 1 month to 6 months, or you back out of the event, you try to come back next time and you go to Cuba, you heal up and you just keep going." And so I didn't battle. Yeah. And that's why I said shouts out to Mom because she always is like, she always used to say, "You're the head, but I'm the neck. Yeah. I'll tell you where to go." Like, you know what I mean? Totally. Like, she's like, "I'm just trying to help." But she was the one that, kind of helped me out. And I was bummed out. I was sitting in the stands. I was like, damn, I could be like killing it right now. But then, they invited me back next year.
Of course.
2015.
Which is this one?
Yeah.
And that's the one that we can pull up.
Yeah. And it was very 2015. I was like going into it. I think I broke a total of 2 boards. Yeah. Two boards in the whole event.
Yeah, they were all single board.
And I remember Peter Yang, the guy who run the event. Shouts out to Peter. he told me, he's like, bro, you can win this without breaking one single board.
Yeah.
He's
because
like,
of the format.
You have the potential to do this. And he was like, the way we do it, round 1, you got the 1 minute trick battle. Round 2, you got the board break. And round 3 is a tiebreaker. Either you do big trick or
you do a break. Yeah.
And he was like, you can win. He's like, you have a very, very good chance at winning if you go to round 3. So that was my strategy. I was like, round 3, just take him out in everything. Just like, do one break and walk off. So like there,
so
I did,
even if you lose,
I did one break. I think I did another one, but there I was like, okay, I just do one break, let him win, and I'll take him in round 3.
Yeah, and then win it.
And in round 3, I would just pull something stupid out, like double full snapu on like a hard floor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I don't even know what I did here, and I missed. Yeah, I didn't train, and I just bowed out. I was like, you know what? That's it. I'm just gonna let him take it.
Yeah.
And I didn't train. I mean, I trained tricks, but I didn't train board breaks. And then, 2017 came.
Yes, that's when you went back.
That's when I went back, and I was like, okay, this time I want to try to do a little bit more. And me and Jeremy hadn't talked in a while, and I hit him up, and I was like, yo, hope you're doing well. It's been a minute. You are the only person that's going to be able to get my kicks to be able to keep up with the Koreans.
Yeah, ready to compete.
Like ready to compete, like
totally.
Ready. I was like, what do we got to do? I need to start training with you again. And he's like, straight up just replied with, be at 87 Monday morning, 10 a.m. Bruh, I was there at 9:30. I was like,
as you should be.
10,000 rows, not going to happen. But I was there, and he, I remember that first training, we did cork rounds for an hour.
Yeah. And
he was just like, and it was crazy because when we used to do like continuous, like the same trick, like repetition back in the day, like for a long time, like I told you, we did B twists for an hour or whatever. I didn't get it. Now I was like, when we did it, he was like, open your hips more, try to reach, like he was literally pointing out these little tiny details that would make such a basic trick look better. And I understood it. And that's when like my kicks started to kind of snap a little bit more, be cleaner, be sharper. I used to be able to spot, like really like execute them the best that I can.
Yeah.
But like even like all the little stuff, like shuriken cutters, like that right there. Like we used to do hook kicks, put your hand on the pad, and or round kicks or spin hook kicks, and we used to just kick pads for hours. And because of that, I remember my 1260 started to get really good after we did that session of cork rounds, because that whole, hip extension, like just practicing it on a basic trick to take it on to a higher trick, it brought that technique to, you know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah. But this was an emotional battle for me. It was really nerve-wracking and emotional because I had just come back from my knee surgery.
Yep.
And I got lucky on that.
Yeah, you didn't kick it on the snapu leg. You broke it on the second leg.
And I was so hyped because I thought I hit it, but it was my back leg right there.
It was the back foot.
Yeah. Yep. And I was like so pumped. And my mom was crying. My dad was crying. I was crying. It was just like, it was so emotional because like I've seen trickers like where they, injure themselves and not fully get back to where they were. 100%. But I feel like this was like, hey, that didn't stop me. You know what I mean? Like I'm back. You know what I mean? Like I'm still, there's nothing that I can't do now that I was doing. You know what I mean? Like there's no specific trick. Yeah. And I mean, even shuriken cutters. I re-injured my knee on a shuriken cutter. I was doing shuriken cutters the other day at gym with you. You know what I mean? Like it's just like I got over that fear where it's like I'm not gonna let the trick hold me back. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it all the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
100%.
So, but yeah, that was a very, very I was really proud of that moment,
Hell yeah, man. You've won most of the titles that exist out there. It's crazy. It's at least some of the legitimate ones, so and then along the lines of like, the competitions and all that stuff, before we get into the stage of life that you're in right now, is there anything that you're still chasing trick wise, or how much do you train at this point in your life? Do you maintain it all, or
bruh? The last time I tricked was July at No Gravity.
Yeah.
And then the time before that
was Portugal.
Yeah. And the time before that was the other day with you were there at Jam.
Yeah.
Other than that, those. And then the time before that was, I think I've had like 3 or 4 hard sessions this year. That's it.
Is there anything on your list that you're still chasing, or at this point in your life are you kind of just focusing on other things besides tricking, you know, for lack of a better term?
I mean, like any tricks that I'm chasing?
Yeah, or just in general, like, you know.
No, not right now, man.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, if anything, I want to just keep what I have and just perfect it and make it cleaner, make it faster, stronger, you know? I don't see, like, any point of, like, trying to do all these, like, crazy stuff that these people doing, like quad corks and full and back outs. I like my knees the way they are. Totally. I've already screwed one up. I don't want to mess up another one.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just, like, I rather just stay clean and keep what I have, or, you know, keep what I have and keep it clean. I mean, yeah, I would like to hit, you know, a few other, like, I've done some double cork snappies before. I haven't tried it, you know, since after my surgery.
Totally.
Not due to my knee, just I haven't tried it, you know? Or like I did this a few times where I went shuriken cutter GMS to double B.
Yeah.
I did that like once or twice.
Yeah.
And it's just like a few like little trick combos that I like to hit. I remember at Hooked, this was after surgery, I went invergato 12 to cheat 12. I think I can hit that again. Just like, you know, like stuff like that. Not really like trying to get, you know, and then if I get like the invergato 12 to 12, make sure both kicks are like freaking perfect. You know what I mean? Like that would be like, that's what I want. I just want everything I do and I have to be like perfect. So just keep perfecting it, keep cleaning it.
And I got to ask, because people kill me if I don't.
Yeah.
So obviously you're still a little disconnected as far as your own personal training goes, but you're still watching what's going on?
Yeah, I still watch what's going on, bro. I pop on Facebook and I see how much hate like people give me for like a post that I get. I'm like, you guys got nothing better to do than just hate on me, bro. I take it as like they're hating for a reason. Like, I didn't do anything to you. I just like spoke something, my opinion, you know what I mean? But yeah, I still get I follow all the kids and all the, you know, all the people coming up. I follow the OGs. I keep up with everything, you know? Just because I don't like, I made a post the other day on Instagram and I was like, people thought I was mad. I was like, I'm not mad. And I said something like everybody's asking me, do you still trick? Are you still a tricker? Why don't you post tricking videos? Well, at this point in my life, I'm not really focusing on that.
Totally.
Like,
doesn't define you.
And
anymore. People
would like unfollow me, send me like DMs of them upset, saying you're a waste of talent. And I'm like, bruh. I was like, I'm just trying to do me. Like, and then I made that post and I was like, I can post whatever I want, how I want, and when I want. If you want to follow me, you can follow me. Yeah. If you don't, go to my profile and click the unfollow button, because like I'm not gonna deal with like your negativity. I don't want that. You know what I mean? Like, if I'm not doing it, then I'm not doing it. Yeah. I'm not a waste in the community, or people were saying I'm irrelevant. It's like, all right, cool.
You're like, it's all good. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I still stay tapped in and in contact, you know, with the game and stuff, and see like what Jose is unlocking, bro. That kid is nuts.
He's nuts, dog.
I wake up to his videos.
I know. Every day
there's something new. Like, I'll go on Instagram and I'm in bed and I'm just like it wakes me up. I'm like, am I still dreaming, or did he actually do that? And it's just like, do something insane, bro.
It's crazy. He's nuts. You know what's crazy for everyone out there? If you want to see Jose trick in the same building as Jacob Pinto,
go to the jam.
Come to the jam gathering.
Winter gathering.
November 22nd to 24th here in LA, man.
It's going to be nuts. I'm so stoked for that. There's going to be so many good trickers in that room.
It's going to be super dope. And one of the cool things for those of you out there that are listening to this, not only will Jacob be in attendance as like a special guest and a judge, but on Friday afternoon at 5 o'clock, he's giving a workshop alongside a tricker known as Michael Guthrie.
Yeah.
You may have heard of him.
I think you know him.
I actually just got off the phone with Mike like an hour before this JAMCast.
Oh, for real?
So yeah, Mike's locked in. He's about to get married in a couple weeks.
Yeah, shouts out to Mike, man.
Yeah.
He's
moving
married.
on to the next stage of his life. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's dope. I'm happy for him.
And so along the lines of like what we just talked about, as far as you just focusing on other things. Let the people know what you're working on these days that is taking you away from tricking. And I don't think a lot of people know, except for some of us that are close to you. And that's like your passion and desire to move into the next realm of your life, which is focusing on music.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to like, for so many years, since like 2009, 10, I've devoted my life to martial arts and tricking. And I dropped out of high school for it because I was just traveling. Like, I got that call from the principal. Like, he called my mom. Hey, your kid's not a bad kid. his grades are okay. He's just not here. Yeah. And I remember I had like 37 or 38 absences in the first semester. So I missed almost over a month of school.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Just from taking off on Wednesday nights and coming back on Mondays, you know, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the principal was like, all right, either you miss any more school or you don't miss any more school, or we have to kick you out of school.
Of course, yeah.
And my mom was like, well, do you want to be homeschooled again and like keep traveling? And I was like, deuces, I'm out. And so I started I remember my mom pulled me out and I went on a trip. I went somewhere and she's like, we'll get you started with school when you get back. I came back, went on another trip, came back, and 3 years later, that's when I hurt my knee. I was like, Mom, I need to finish school.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people don't know this. I graduated high school when I was 21.
Yeah.
And like, you know, when I hurt my knee, I was like, I'm gonna be out for the year. What a perfect time to like get my school
It's
done.
a smart plan. Yeah.
So I remember because I left school halfway through sophomore year. So I got half of sophomore, junior, and senior year done all within like the matter of like a year and a half, 2 years. Yeah. And I just like banged it out. And, you know, like I feel like I've devoted so much time to martial arts. I'm still connected to it. I'm still going to love it. I'm still always going to cherish it. Like, you know, like the proud moments that I've had. Yeah. Still trick as long as my body will let me. But, you know, I want to like tap into something new, which is music. I started going to Icon Collective, which is a music production school out in Burbank. And, you know, it's just like how I got into it was forms music.
Yeah, totally. Cutting
tracks together, throwing some crashes on it. And then I like started making stuff and started really like creating. And then I found out about my school and, you know, I just was like, I think I want to do this. Like I told my parents, I was like, I want to be a music producer. And they were like, what? I was like, yeah, I want to be a producer. Like, I want to make tracks. I want to, you know what I mean? And so then I really started taking it serious last year, like middle of last year. And, you know, built a little studio in my house. And I'm about to drop my first record soon.
Nice.
I'm waiting for the mix and master to come back. I should have it back by now, like probably today, if not tomorrow. It'll probably come out soon.
Cool.
But we even shot a music video for it. I just had some homies pull up to the house and Connor was there. Connor was there. My friend Jacob Ellis was there.
Of course, yeah.
Had some friends from high school pull up and we just, you know, partied and had a good time, shot the video. But the goal is probably by my birthday. So next year, I want to drop an EP.
Nice.
It's not for sure yet, but probably like a 6 or 7 track EP. Just art that I've created, you know, whether it be rapping or singing or just overall whatever I've created, just want to like give something out. But yeah, that's where my head's at right now. It's just music production, going to school and just grinding them out.
Hell yeah. And you don't have to give away too much. We'll wait for it to come out. Yeah. But is there a genre it falls in or?
Well, the first track that's coming out, it's a future based track. Okay. Actually a buddy of mine, Keelan Horta. Okay. I'm gonna give him the shout out. Nice. Go follow him, Keelan Horta. He made the track and he was like, "Yo, check this out." And he flew out to LA because I'll explain to the reason why he flew out to LA because it's another project that I'm working on. But he flew out to LA and he was like, "Yo, check this track out. Like I put this together. Like it's an idea." He made a melody, a drop, and all that kinds of stuff. And he was like, "Let me know what you think of it." And I played it and I was like, "Yo, this is dope." And then he sent it to me. I mixed it. I kind of did some more stuff to it. I produced a little bit more of it. And then I, you know, threw some vocals on it. And it was just an idea. You know, I was like, I could probably get a vocalist to hop on it. And I was talking with a guy who I've been working with. And he's like, "No, you're going to be on the track." He's like, "This is going to be yours."
Tight.
And so, but it's future bass. And threw some singing in there. And I have a few rap verses in it, which is dope. And, but mostly for the EP, it's probably just going to be more of like the longs of like rap and you know, like hip hop. But yeah, I'm really excited to like give people, because I've been saying I'm going to drop music, but
totally.
I just have an archive full of projects. And I'll like make something and I think it's dope to put out, and then I get insecure about it. I'm like, no, I'm not going to put it out. Yeah. But yeah, that's the genre. You know, cool, more feature based, and then the EP will probably be around like hip hop rap.
Nice, dude. Well, yeah. I'm sure if you put any amount of dedication into it, like you're tricking, it'll be fire.
Yeah, so. I mean, there's times where I'll come home because I work for my parents too at their factory, and you know I help my sister with like social media and stuff like that. And I'll come home around like 5, and I'll like start making music, and I'll be on my computer. I'll like take a break and go eat dinner, but I'll be on my computer till like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
And just working.
Yeah.
Just late nights.
Yeah.
Late nights. That's what I do. And I just trap myself in there, and I'll just like make a record in a night, and then next day make another record in a night, and just keep making new stuff every day.
Tight.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, man. Well, it's freaking awesome to see the progression, man.
Yeah.
And so I ask everyone this question, man. And there's no wrong answer. Even if you don't have an answer, that's an answer in itself, you know. Mm-hmm. Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? And then if it's not too far, look ahead. Where do you see yourself in like 10 years from now? And it could be
5 years,
life or career. It doesn't matter.
As far as life, you know.
It could also be tricking.
Yeah. 5 years from now, you know, I want to be stable, you know.
Yeah.
You know, probably have a wife or something, get married and start creating a family, you know, just be like secure. Mm-hmm. You know, still producing, helping my family out with their company, you know, it's a family business. So just making sure my goal is to just take care of my family. Like that's one goal of mine that I want to achieve. Because, you know, my dad has just done my mom and dad have done like so much for me and provided so much for me and my sister. Like one of these days, I just want to be able to just give back to them. Yeah. And that's the goal.
Hell
like
yeah.
5 years, I want to put pops in a Lambo. That's the goal.
Right.
Put moms in a Porsche and sister in a Rari or something. I don't know. But yeah, just take care of my family, you know, and just be stable. Maybe start a family and you know, still be tapped in the tricking game. Yeah. You know, like I'd love to go out to events and teach, and you know, there's nothing that's going to stop me from teaching. You know, I want to give my knowledge out to people, you know, maybe start mentoring some kids and training them, and you know, just still be tapped into that community and give out my advice and my love and what I've learned from, you know, my journey. And yeah,
Hell yeah.
Just 10 years, probably same thing, just still be happy and being secure and being able to like give out to others, you know.
Hell yeah.
That's the goal.
Man, it's a trip. It's already a trip for me to look at where you've gone in the last 10 years. 10 years from now, that means that I'm going to be super old. What a trip, man. But, man, it's really cool. More than anything, you know, like I said, I appreciate you driving all the way down here to talk about this.
Yeah, of course, bro.
More than anything, I appreciate your involvement in everything I've always done, from White Lotus to Jam, from making you do your first battle to doing your scariest battle against Petri, you know.
That was,
But we've had some good times, man. We've gone to Korea together. We've hosted Red Bull Kick It together on TV. And
that was a fun trip.
Hell yeah.
We ate way too much Korean barbecue.
Way too much Korean
barbecue. I had it for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But it's gas because you only get it when you're there. So you you stock up.
Yeah. One of the most epic after parties of my entire life. Which we'll save that for another episode.
No, dude, I think one of the most epic after parties of my life was the 2015 and the 2017 because I had won.
Yeah.
So all the Red Bull girls were like chasing me around with a chair and a bottle, and they would just like sit me down and just follow me everywhere I went. It was wild. Yeah, it was wild, but it was fun. It was fun.
Yeah. These are all just memories, man, and it's cool to sit down here and talk to you about them and share the mic another time with you, man.
Yeah, bro. I'm glad to be here. I was really excited when you called me. You're like, "Yo, I need to get you on JAMCast." I was like, yes.
And don't make it the last one, man. When you drop the EP and stuff, or even your single, let us know. We'll be sure to shout it out and share it on here and stuff. So before we get out of here, though, swing that mic in front of you, looking at that camera, and let people know how they can stay up to date with your social media and your music.
You can follow me on Instagram at the Jacob Pinto 1. You guys can put it right here.
Yeah, of course.
And Twitter too. I'm not really on Facebook, but Instagram is where I usually post all my tricking videos or stuff about my music, Instagram stories. So hit the follow, and I'll follow you back. And yeah.
Hell yeah. And as always, guys, please be sure to hit that like button, comment, and subscribe for brand new episodes each and every week. Join us every Monday for brand new Jam breakdowns, and every Friday for JAMCast, interviewing influential members of the movement community like Mr. Jacob Pinto himself. So as always, guys, I got to give a very special shout out to Mr. Connor Simon for running the cameras and the switcher app. I got to give a very special shout out to our guest this week, Mr. Jacob Pinto. And as always, guys, I'm your host, Travis Wong. Thanks for joining us here on another JAMCast. Until next time, I'll see you all soon. Peace.